Alright guys, welcome back to another video here on the Dividend Doggo Show on YouTube, and I am bringing you into the weekly review. We are seeing some down numbers again this week. It had bounced back briefly during the week, but then it kind of dropped back down a little bit. So let's go ahead and take a look here. It looks like we are at, we earned about $154 in dividends, but market gain went down about $6,368.89, so about 1%. And overall, you can see that that was made up primarily by the consumer pie, mostly off the back of the news for the IQOS smokeless tobacco heaters for Mo being banned for America, which is really weird because it got through. It's some patent issues. There are patent claims that basically Mo stole the patent from someone. So it's really interesting that it got through the European court system, but did not get through the American court system. So it's going into appeals. So that's a brief my understanding of what's going on with that, why it's down. The overall, if we take a look at the consumer pie, almost everything was down, including Target being down about 5% this week, Costco down about 4%. We are definitely seeing a little bit of a pullback there, and TAP was the only thing green this week, which is kind of interesting. Overall, not too worried about it. Vistra was down pretty significantly. They did pay their dividend, which I'm sure is playing a factor in that. I did reinvest the dividend, which was a kind of last minute choice, but I went ahead and did it to try to raise that up to earning about $1,000 from dividends from that position. Then finance was up for the week, which is pretty nice. Overall, I believe everything in finance except for Hingham was up this week. Pretty solid on Bank of OZK and about 2 to 2.5% on BAC and JPM. So that is overall pretty nice to see those bouncing back. Como Money is down just slightly. Industrials was down mainly off the back of the 3M here and a little bit of the Caterpillar news. Those were both down. Raytheon was green. Kind of interesting the way that was looking. Then overall we have real estate was just slightly up, even though I believe Vici ended down about 2%. Store capital was down a little bit, but ABR carried through and keeping that pie green, being up 2.5% this week, which is pretty wild. Let's go back here, take a look. Energy was up just slightly for the week. The only thing that barely was red was S&P, the China petrochemical company. PSX was back in the green at 6%. VLO was up 8% this week, and EPD up 1%, which is phenomenal. I do kind of regret not putting a little bit more in VLO, and especially in Chevron. I should look into raising that up a little bit. Both of those are around 5% earners, and that's just money. Oil isn't really going anywhere anytime soon. So next thing, tech was down. Both Microsoft and Apple were down for the week, respectively about 3% and about 3.5%. I did do a sell-off of my Apple shares earlier this year, taking massive profits from that. So overall, I'm okay with it right now. We own a ton of Apple and Microsoft in our 401k plans. Most of our 401k is invested in tech. Then monthly dividend stocks was down about 1%. BST was down almost 3% of that. Stag and PDI were both down about 0.5%. So as you can see, overall, another shaken red week. It's hard to stomach these, but you have to know that your investments coming through basically mean that you get your dividends and you're getting to reinvest at an even better price. So I do want to go in and look at the buys this morning. On the first, this is a Friday night record. I will be uploading this Friday night because I am taking an early flight tomorrow to do some work. The interesting part about this is that I was able to pick up an extra 56 shares of VST with that dividend because the stock has come down underneath my cost basis. I went ahead and let the drip go through on that. And then we also had about $600 in buys in SCHD and Lockheed Martin on the 28th this week. So that was a pretty hefty dividend week, right around $1,500 in dividends collected and dividends reinvested. And overall, this is going to earn me about right around, I think, $10 per quarter for the VST portion alone. And I believe this comes in at about $3 a quarter for the combined of those two purchases for about $13 to $14 per quarter in increased income. So that is the nice part about when the market goes red and your capital gains are going down. Your dividends are more valuable when you reinvest them. They're either buying you more shares, or they're allowing you to look into other new investments and maybe pick up something that you hadn't seen or didn't even really consider at the time. That's why it's always important to reevaluate what's in your portfolio when things are paying out and if you want to reinvest the dividend or not. VST is one of my largest positions in this portfolio for single stocks. I don't know why I went into consumer there. It's under utilities. So it's at about 103,000 right now. The stock price that I got on that was about $16.90, so it did go down a little bit more during the day because it was a morning purchase. However, you can see that my average share price was $18.41, so that is significantly under that by over $1.50. So I'm okay with grabbing that dividend yield of about 3.3% for the reinvestment there. If that had reinvested, if the stock price had been around $18.50, I probably wouldn't have reinvested the money. But I really like this. I'm hoping that they're going to raise their dividend in just a few months. We've got less than half a year till we should see the dividend raise for Vistra and see what their plan is for 2022. I think the storm news is going to be hopefully behind us with 2022, and we'll be continuing forward on that gravy train of dividends. So I do want to thank everyone again for using the referral links for M1 Finance. The link is down below in the description. They did change that down to $30 per referral. So if you start a new account and fund it with $100, you get $30, and then I also get $30. A lot of you have used that, and I greatly appreciate it. I think we're up to about 10 different people that have used that, which is absolutely phenomenal. And I just want to say thank you for all of the support with the last few videos. They've been absolute banger videos, and they've been great for the channel, bringing in new eyes and the likes and all the comments. Let me know what you bought this week, if you bought anything. Are you excited about some of these stocks going down? When you look at the 1 week and almost everything is going down, are you excited to pick up something this week? Did you buy anything on discount? Or are you looking forward to some big buy for next week? So this has been Dividend Doggo, and I appreciate every single one of you watching. Have a great weekend. Make sure you do something amazing for your significant other, your family members. Say hi to someone, give them a call, tell them you love them. Time is precious. It's the number one thing we can't buy. So no matter how much saving you do, you're always working on borrowed time. Thank you very much, and have a great weekend.